I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
We're back. Hey everyone, welcome back. We are here, so excited to be with you on Zoom, but we would love to be with you in person, of course. But tonight we're discussing episode 8, season 4 of 90 Day Fiance, Before the 90 Days, Stranger in a Strange Land. I'm your host, Stacey Olivas, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Linda Antwi, who has all the amazing news and gossip. Linda, I'm so excited to hear what you got today.
Hi guys. Listen, I'm calling them the quarantine blues now because these fools are giving me the blues.
That's a good one, Linda. Hashtag quarantine blues. And of course, the live chat queen who talks to all the fans. It's always amazing with them, Ashley Bowden.
Hey, you guys. Yes, let's get the live chat popping. There's now there's 22. 1 second ago, there was 11 people. Now there's 22 people. So, hey, Selwonk. Hey, Susan. Hey, the real YT. You guys, let's get it going tonight.
Yes. Oh, so overall thoughts of the episode. What did you guys think? What was the most shocking thing for you in tonight's episode?
Of course, the shower scene.
For me, that was Big Ed really did a lot this episode, like a lot. Between the shower scene and the pig farm, I was like, okay, I'm done.
Facts.
I just, after seeing this episode, I'm like, he needs a spinoff. Solo or just Big Ed finding love if he's not with Rose anymore, whatever. He's hilarious. But before we go into his scene, let's jump into Lisa and Huisman. So they are visiting. She's going to go meet his mom, and she has to bring a goat along with this journey. And the goat's like about a little bit over $100, and she says that she's getting ripped off. What did you guys think about this whole process of her going to meet the mom, having her new goat friend, Barney? What did you guys think?
I love the moment in the car when the goat stood up and they were all freaking out. I would have probably jumped out of that car because it did look like the goat wanted to kind of jump over the seats and just get out of the car. So I thought that was a really funny moment. But I will say, this is the most quiet I have ever seen Lisa. She was mute, nothing to say in front of mom and sister-in-law. She had nothing to say. She was very respectful. So that leads me to believe and now know that she turns up on purpose with Huisman because she knows that she can. Because she had all the respect in the world for him in front of his family.
Linda, what are your thoughts?
I mean, starting with the going to the goat and picking up the goat, I was like, why is she picking when she knows nothing about this process? So when she was talking about like, oh, like that one looks too skinny and blah, 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 it's like, but you don't even know, like, you don't even know what you're looking for. So why are you deciding? And then when Huisman like pulled out the money from the purse and was just like, nah, dude, we're doing this and we're moving it along, I died of laughter. Now, when it came to her meeting the family, I have a little bit of a different take than Ashley. I don't necessarily think that she was being respectful. I think that because there was a language barrier, she didn't know what was going on and what was being said necessarily. She couldn't communicate, and so she couldn't say or do anything. And I also think that she was intimidated and she was a little bit feeling insecure because the same things that the family didn't want, she had those same insecurities. So I think she was quiet because she didn't know how to act. And that was brutal. I thought it was brutal when the mom and the sister and then the other sister got up and they just walked away. And when she put on like that, the red, not the red, but the purple covering.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's about to walk out. And when she walked out, I was like, oh, because in African culture, it's true. Like if you leave a social gathering right away, it's not so much like a sign of disrespect. It's a sign like you're done. Like I'm done with this. Okay. And so that was huge. It was a huge moment.
Do you think the mom is not wanting him to marry her because of her age, Or do you think it's more of who Lisa is?
Well, I would say it's more of the age,
Okay.
because I'm sure she's not privy to the inner workings of the relationship. I know that she does not know what's actually happening. He doesn't share that with her. I'm about 99% sure. What I did think was funny was when Huisman tried to, I don't know if this was just a translation breakdown, but he said that she's a doctor in the States.
Yeah.
And she said she was a hospice worker. I'm like, are you trying to make her seem better than what she is? Not to say that anyone's occupation is better than the next person,
Yeah.
but I felt like that was game a little.
1000%. 1000%. You know, in African culture, respect is given priority to doctors, lawyers, and engineers. And like your parents always want you to be one of those three things. And so for him to translate that, because you know there are words for hospice, hospice is everywhere in the world.
Right.
So for him to translate that she's a doctor in America was definitely him trying to gas her up and make her his mom, like look at her with respect.
Okay. Yeah, because I was
I
like,
was
the
like,
mom. Go ahead, Linda.
no, it's just like Usman, you're wrong for that. You're wrong for that because she's already working from behind because of her age and different religion and all of that stuff. And now you're lying about her career. You're not going to come back from that.
No, I think he threw her under the bus, and I think he's setting her up for failure, because when they do find out that she's not a doctor, the mom and the sister, they're not going to like her even more. So I feel like maybe it's just like it's setting her up. He wants his way, and his way is to come to the US and be a big star.
That
Yeah. So that's why he's like, look, she's a doctor. We're all good.
Well, moving on to the next couple, and did you want to add anything else, Linda?
The only other thing that I thought was super funny is when the goat was in the back and doing a bunch of noises, and then Usman said that the goat was very talkative, just like her. I died of laughter.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
He stood up for. He's standing up for himself, and he's funny. Well, another couple that there's a lot of lies and omitting of information going on is Varya and Geoffrey. So Geoffrey met her mom. The mom's still a little hesitant about their relationship, and she really doesn't want her daughter moving to the US with him. Well, the big thing of this episode was that he opened up to her and told her about his criminal past, that he was a drug dealer. And then she shares information that, she would have never introduced him to her mom, would have never went forward with this relationship. What did you guys think of this whole situation? And is Varya right for that? And is Geoffrey, should he have told her or not told her?
I mean, I think that he should have told her. He did the right thing by telling her. I think the question is when to tell her.
Okay.
And I think it would have been appropriate for him to tell her that before she introduced him to her mom. So that way, that's kind of a sacred thing. You usually introduce your parents to your spouse when you know this is somebody that you're seriously planning on moving forward with. So it kind of put her in an unfair position, because she was, deceived, and she thought she was dealing with somebody that she wasn't. So I think the timing could have been better.
What did you guys think of him? Or Linda, did you want to add to that at all?
I mean, yeah, I agree with Ashley 1000%. I think that it was all about the timing. I would actually throw in there for me personally, like, you should have told me this before you came here. You should have allowed me to know that I was allowing, a felon into my space and to introduce to my friends and to my family and to make sure that I was okay with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it was interesting how he was saying, well, I grew up poor, and he kind of made excuses for a lot of the reasons and the things he did. Like he wanted her to he saw that she was changing and kind of towards ending the relationship, like her whole everything was changing for her. And I thought it was interesting because he was like, oh, well, he started getting like emotional, and he was like, well, I grew up poor, like kind of try to make excuses for that. So I don't know. I feel like, and also I was kind of it was interesting how he didn't tell her all the information about his past. It was just that he dealt drugs. Nothing else about, because right, Linda, isn't he Didn't he have like charges of like kidnapping?
He has a bunch of charges. He has a bunch of charges on him. Alleged charges, I'll say for now, because we can't confirm anything, but we do know that there are a bunch of charges for him. I do think it's interesting that when she asked him how long, he was like, oh, like 2-ish years. Like he couldn't even be straightforward with his answer. Like, you're the one that was in prison. You don't know how long you've been there. I watch enough true crime stories to tell you that these guys know exactly when they're getting out. They know their court dates. They know their parole dates. So 2.5-ish years, like, or whatever he said, 2-ish years. That's stupid to me. Like, that shows me that you're still being evasive about your past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dee Dee Robert in the live chat said the domestic violence should scare her away from him. And I think more to what you were saying, Stacey, that was a strategic omission of the truth. Like, if you're going to tell her, you probably should have told her everything, but you decided not to tell her about the domestic violence charges because that would have definitely scared her away. But she's scared away anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this point. But he definitely should have just spilled all the beans.
Yeah, I think he was testing the waters to see what she would say about that. And now who knows if he'll ever tell her about the other things. But then I'm like, in today's day and age, before you meet someone, especially if you're like meeting someone online, wouldn't you do like a background check? Especially from another country? Those are online now. That's what I was kind of like, wouldn't you kind of dive into that?
I don't know that I would do a background
really?
check.
You could pay like a code. It's not that expensive online to do. And you can get their history.
Okay, thanks, Stacey.
Everyone go do that for safety.
What website do we use? No, just kidding.
Well, another couple that is kind of on the rocks, guys, and we're seeing a lot. They don't really. I thought they were going to go into this like a strong couple when they first met, but it doesn't seem like it's working out. Is Ericka and Stephanie? What did you guys think of their whole relationship, their interactions? Stephanie is really not open to Ericka, and Ericka's not feeling loved from her. She said that she's not really touching her. She's not holding her hand. She's not kissing her, being affectionate, any of that. What do you guys think of this whole situation and their interactions?
So I am thinking that there's something deeper going on with Stephanie. I'm starting to wonder if she really likes Ericka in a romantic way. Because when Stephanie first got to Australia, I said this on the show that I felt like it was more of like a bestie vibe. Like I didn't see like sparks flying. And I'm wondering, did Stephanie convince Ericka to sign up for 90 Day Fiance so she could be on 90 Day Fiance and further build her YouTube brand and following? Because I'm just like, you're not even holding her hand. I understand the no sex thing. That I could get with. But you're not holding her hand. You're not showing any kind of affection. There's gotta be, I don't know. It just seems like there's a motive there. I'll leave it at that. Linda, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'll piggyback off of what you're saying. I think that Stephanie misrepresented herself. I think that if they were in this relationship for 4 months, they've been talking for a year, and all of a sudden you get to be in front of the person that you say that you love online, and you don't even want to hold their hand. You don't want to even like, and again, you don't have to have sex with someone you literally just met in person 1 day, 2 days, 3 days into it. You take your time, whatever works for you. But you would think that if there was a real vibe and you guys were connecting, you would at least want to like hold hands and like spend time together and be like, that cutesy. I am going to throw it out there, and I might get slayed in the comments, but I actually don't even think Stephanie's truly bisexual. I think that
I don't either.
I think that she is a beautiful girl and was able to like get on 90 days and do this thing, and yet she doesn't really want to be all in with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's getting the exposure, but she doesn't want to have to do anything besides getting the exposure. That's what I think, because she seems super like her arguments don't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, they honestly don't. Like, oh, you're going to be fighting about a dating app. Well, if you're really jealous about this dating app, then you would be like, hey, like I'm totally into you and like I'm trying to get with you and your attention's in the app. No, you were just like, delete the app. That's it. You saw it in passing, delete the app. It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
And like, I think that could be possibly true, but I also think she's just emotionally unavailable. I think she's kind of controlling. And I think she sees Ericka as like a go with the flow type of person that she could easily control and get her to go along with all her stuff. And so I think that they're like opposites, but it's just not working. And I kind of do now. I'm kind of taking that into consideration what you guys said about her not being bisexual. That's interesting. I didn't really think.
Yeah. That was like that was what was running through my mind when I was watching the show, the episode. I was like, I don't even think she's bisexual. I think all this is game. And I just want to highlight some of the comments in the live chat. Tiffany Gomez said Stephanie falsely represented herself. They are not a match. M. Allison said they have no chemistry. Dee Dee Roberts said, I don't think Stephanie is even a lesbian. And Selwonk says she's in it for the clout. You know, I can't say I disagree with any of that.
Oh my God. Well, we should find out soon. Ericka. Linda, are there any, like, is there any news that's going on with this? Like any proof?
With the Ericka and Stephanie thing? No. I mean, what's interesting is that we do see a lot of Ericka online, but it's just really about her and her style and all of that. We don't see a lot of Stephanie online, and we definitely don't see a lot of like news or gossip about the two of them.
Interesting. Guys, we need to do some investigative PI work. Find out. A couple, though, that was the stars of the show, Rose and Big Ed. Big Ed was just a hot mess. That's all I'm going to say this whole episode. He's hanging out with the dad, stayed the night at Rose's place. What did you guys think of his experience there? Just going and staying at her place with her dad and the whole family.
I was proud of Big Ed. I think he took one for the team. He really tried his best to dive into the culture and experience Rosemarie's lifestyle. You know, he slept on the rollout mattress. He fed the pigs. He did a little slip and slide. He showered with dad. I think he really embraced her culture. And I'm not saying Big Ed is perfect, but I think that we should give him his props for trying. He definitely tried.
Yeah.
Linda.
I should have gone first. I think that I'll say this. I think that Big Ed went in there with first world problems. And I think that he did not appreciate her lifestyle. And I get it. She lives a simple lifestyle. She doesn't have a lot of money, but she's appreciative that she has a roof over her head and somewhere to lay her head at night. And it's a different world. And I know that a lot of people have not experienced that. But I got to tell you, like, the experience is so humbling. I will give him props for being amenable to saying yes to everything. And I thought that showed maturity in him. And I thought that showed respect in the sense that he's respecting who she is. But do I think he respected her culture and how she lives? Absolutely not, because he now wants to take her away for a vacation, away from her kid, away from her family, instead of like actually getting to know the kid as well. Like, I get you need to know Rose, but you need to know her kid as well, because guess what? If she ever does come to America, kid's part of the package. You spent like what? A half minute with him? Okay.
So Estella Akimi in the live chat said Ed should have taken Rose's son with them. And I thought the same thing. I was like, can he just go? But you know, Ed's trying to get down with the get down.
Like, I think he's pretty high maintenance. I mean, that's who Big Ed is. Like, he lives a nice lifestyle. I think he's pretty high maintenance, and I think he wants his way. And it's just like, he wants Rose to go along with everything. Like a lot of Americans seen on this show, it's like, oh, I'm going to get this person from a third world country and they're just going to go along with my stuff. They're not going to have their own like life and everything, but I have all the money. I have all the stuff. So they'll just go along with it because they're just going to be appreciative that they get to come with me. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I think he's pretty selfish because especially not taking the child with him. And don't you want to form that relationship and build it? So
Exactly.
but can you, and the rat, guys, could you have stayed there after seeing that rat?
No, I wouldn't have showered there. I just would have went to the room and moved on. I wouldn't have did any of that. I'm sorry.
I got sprayed down with a hose.
No bucket bath, none of that. Unless I was in a situation where I had to.
Yeah. I
don't think I could force myself to go through that. That's why I'm giving Big Ed his props. But I understand what Linda is saying.
Yeah.
But I could not have done that. What about you, Stacey? Could you have?
That rat though, that just bugs me. That was the only thing. I don't do the shower, the sleeping, but the rat, I was like, that thing's huge.
It was big.
Linda?
I mean, like I don't know what to tell you guys. Like a lot of places, bucket baths are the norm and it's not even a big deal.
Yeah.
The rat thing, I mean, yeah, that's scary, but it's just a rat. It's not like it's climbing on you. For me though, can I just tell you when Ed was at the pig farm and he kept losing his balance and like throwing the thing, I was like, what is wrong with him? Like, why can't just be still? If you don't move and just use your arm, then you can get the food to the pigs. Like it was like a whole thing, and I just felt so bad because not only did the dad have to help him up, but Rosemary was like helping him get around and like holding on to him. So I was like, she doesn't have like big boots on either. She's got regular shoes on. So like, what's going on with your coordination right now, Big Ed? Because you're looking a hot mess.
He's being super extra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, a couple that we didn't really get to see a lot, again, they're only giving us like 5 minutes each episode, is Darcy and Tom. Do you guys think he's going to ever apologize to her?
No. I think he has too much ego, too much pride. And I just don't think he's going to apologize. I don't think he feels the need to do that. And he couldn't even admit to his wrongdoing. So to expect for him to apologize to Darcy is like trying to get blood out of a turnip. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he wasn't in it. And even when he was portraying what happened to his sister, he made it seem not what it was. And yeah, I don't think he's ever going to apologize. Plus, if she truly did block him, then, it's that. But when the sister, I thought what was telling was when he was trying to say how he, said something inappropriate. And the sister was like, well, did you go after her? And he was like, no, but I feel sad. I was like, see, that says everything to me because it's not about you. You're the one that did like a shady, awful thing. And you didn't even go after you hurt this person that you supposedly loved. You didn't even go after her to fix it. You just kind of let her go and, had your smoke and was like, oh, I'm sad about this. And, and the editing made me look terrible. Okay. Bye, Tom.
Would you guys put him on Jesse's level now?
Like 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
So you think that whole setup with him meeting with her in the first place was just for his ego? Not really to keep that relationship going or to fix it?
I think that he knew her past with Jesse and how Jesse broke up with her. And I think that it was a power move for him to say, I'm going to be in New York. Let's meet. And he's doing the same thing. Because he could have easily just told her everything over the phone. He could have easily, FaceTimed her and said something. But no, he made it a thing knowing what her history was. It was pure shade.
That's sad. Feel bad for her. Does anyone in the live chats have anything to say, Ashley?
Yeah. Tom already made quote friendship with the other cast members. He doesn't need her anymore. That's Australia, Akimi. That's a good point. It's like he went in there and made strategy moves, and then it was like, to heck with Darcy. I don't need you. I don't need to deal with you. S. Merced 0918 said Tom was a jerk. So yeah, everybody pretty much thinks that Tom is not gonna apologize. Tom and the other guy hang out? I thought I heard that on the news. They did hang out, Monica.
Jesse and Tom.
Yeah, Jesse and Tom. That's what she was talking about. Tiffany Gomez said, I was so mad when Tom acted like he actually wanted to get back with her. Ugh. And I knew that was gonna happen. I just really wanted Darcy to like be powerful and strong and say, I'm not going to meet with you. We don't have anything to talk about, and put him on ice and blocked him and let him suffer without any kind of explanation from you. Sometimes no apology and no closure is closure. Mm-hmm. You don't always need to have a conversation with somebody to get closure. You close the door.
True. Hopefully Darcy finds some love soon. Okay, let's move on to Avery and Ash. Ash is still hesitant about opening up and talking about his relationship with his ex-wife, his child, everything like that. We didn't get to see that much of them the last two episodes, but what did you guys think? Do you guys think he's hiding something, or do you think it's just like he doesn't want it to be on TV? Like his past with his ex-wife?
I think that he misrepresented how open his ex-wife would be for his son to move to America. And I think that it's so far from what I've seen, it seems like a surface relationship where he glazes over the hard questions, and Avery is trying to get like, hey, I only have a few weeks here. Let's get down to the real stuff and see if we're on the same page, so that if you are going to move to America and we're going to blend our families, that we're both on the same page and agree on these things. But I feel like he's trying to keep it like all surface, like, oh, we're on vacation. Oh, we went to a crocodile thing. And then, oh, we're like lying around having drinks and everything is great. And I'm working on it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he's trying to keep it surface. And so I do think that there's more to that story that he hasn't shared.
And I don't think that Ash is necessarily I don't think he's being purposely deceitful. I think that Ash really does live in this dream fantasy world of everything's positive and fine. Like he's kind of, like a tree hugger. Like everything is, and I say that respectfully, everything is, everything is everything. Everything is great. So don't worry about it. It'll work out. So I think that's more of the angle he's approaching this with versus just deceit and deception. I don't think it's that, although that is what's happening ultimately. I don't think that that's his, I don't think that's what he's consciously trying to do.
I think he's a good talker, and I think there was infidelity in his marriage. So with his ex-wife, I feel like that. I feel like he does give me a little bit of player vibes. So maybe he's changed and he's worked on himself, and he's scared that Avery is not going to be cool with that. And it's like already she has trust issues with him, so this is going to make it even worse.
Michelle Bayot in the live chat said, I don't think he's even spoke to his ex-wife about their relationship and possibly moving. Could be.
You think as a relationship expert, you're going to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, Estella Akimi said, for a relationship coach, he's a terrible boyfriend.
Yeah, some people can give advice, but they can't really apply it to their own life.
For real.
But I think they're pretty compatible, like in terms of like their personalities and stuff. I just think that that's like the most important stuff, though, the trust.
The trust and being able to communicate and to being able to agree on the things that are important to you in a relationship.
Yeah, and both being there present. We'll move on to a couple that there's only one person present in this relationship, David and Lana. David is searching all over the place for Lana. Should we just say David? Because really there is no Lana. He's actually going into stores looking for her. He got a flat tire along the way, trying to go to her hometown. What did you guys think about David? Does he give you stalker vibes or anything? Or do you think he just really wants love, wants a companion?
I think he needs a therapist at this point. We all need therapy,
Yeah.
but there's something going on with him to where he feels like he needs to go to these extremes to lock this lady down. He's like obsessed with her at this point. The fact that when the tire went flat, I was like, okay, that's a sign that you need to switch gears and move on with your life. Because she doesn't want you. She's going to continue playing you if she even exists. So I feel bad for him. But it's almost like as he's driving, he's processing through his thoughts and he's processing through his actions. And he knows consciously what he's doing is ridiculous, but he's still moving forward with it. It's strange. Linda.
Just a mess. He's just a mess.
Dude, this guy is trying to recoup his $100,000 investment. Let's just be real here.
You
And
think so?
1000%. I mean, it's painful to watch this guy. It's painful for me to sit here and see this dude go to a city that he doesn't even really know that she lives in, right? Because he's never met her. He's never talked to her on the phone. This is just an address that she gave because they were supposedly going to go on a cruise that she never showed up to. So then she doesn't show up to the train station, and you're going to go to the city that she may or may not live in. And what I thought was so interesting, and I found out, like, just, doing my research online, is that this candy store is nowhere near her apartment. So he's nowhere even, she lives an hour and a half away from where this candy store that she mentioned is. And so he's nowhere even near her per se. Like, and when he said, "Oh my God, I'm tired, I'm going back to the hotel, whatever, because I've been walking around all day looking for her," like, what did you think you were going to do? You were going to go to this supposed city and run into her on the street, and then in the same breath you're saying to the camera you don't want to show up at her house because you don't want to scare her. You sound crazy. Like, honestly, you sound like, hey, I've invested so much in this, and this is my girlfriend of 7 years. And I just want to reiterate that you guys have never had a conversation on the phone. You've never FaceTime. It's only been through this pay per thing website. Like, you need to sit down in a corner and really, really evaluate whether this is something that you should continue to pursue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's just smitten too by her looks, because he always was showing a picture in the beginning with her, and he said if I was younger, I wouldn't be doing this. I feel like he's just desperate and he wants that hot trophy, but it's weird because he can get that in the U.S. So I don't understand what he's doing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Linda.
It's the $100,000. That's all.
That's it.
I think it's the financial investment, because he said, he was like, I'm 100,000 in. I think that is the biggest thing. He wants a ROI, return on investment, at this point. You threw your money away, David. It's gone.
But then she sends at the end of their segment, she sends him like a message on that app that says that if he still wants to meet, because they need to take photos in order to get the whole visa process going. And he's like, "Oh, everything she did to me, that's all erased. I'm good, but it's good now."
Right. Right.
But
Where's
what
your
was
self-respect?
and what was telling about that message was there was no "I'm sorry," there was no anything. It was more like, "Hey, do you still want to help me get to America? Because we need to take these pictures. So do you still want to meet and start the K1 process?" Like, that should have been a red flag to him. That wasn't her reaching out. That was her, like, holding on to a lifeline just in case X, Y, and Z didn't work out for her, sugar daddy status coming to America. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy to me.
So crazy. I think he's delusional. Sorry to say it. We
He
should have a
is.
dating show. I was thinking it's like a spin, and fans were saying this. They should have a dating show of like a spin-off of these specific types of characters on the show.
Yeah, Caesar, Yolanda, and David. There's 3
Yeah.
right there.
There we go. That's a hit show.
Yeah, for real.
I just want to ask you guys one question for the What Do You Think segment, and then we'll move on to news and gossip really quickly.
Okay.
Would you be okay with your significant other staying friends with someone they hooked up with before? Like if
Yes.
you were to meet, you would be okay with that?
Mhm. Everybody has a past.
Linda?
The question is, would I be okay with my significant other was still friends with someone they hooked up with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're not together for a reason, right?
And I'm here for a reason.
Facts.
Facts. Okay, guys, let's get into news and gossip. Linda.
Oh my goodness. There's so much, but I think I'm gonna just focus on a couple. So first up is Lisa versus Big Ed. So Lisa has been on this attack tirade for weeks now. She's just Lisa versus this person, Lisa versus that person. So now she went in on Big Ed. So long story short, Big Ed referred to an article that called himself one of the most quote unquote authentic person ever on the 90 Day Fiance shows. And Lisa kind of just exploded and was like, "What are you talking about? It's the production, it's the whole 90 Day team, and we make the drama for the fans." And that kind of like snowballed into a bunch of people jumping in. Tim from last season took to his account to attack Big Ed and basically was like, "You're a nobody. You don't even have 100,000 followers." He mentioned Paula and Ashley and a bunch of people saying they have over like 3, 4, 5, 600,000 followers. Tim himself has over 100,000 followers, and so he's like, "It's not about you, dude. Like this franchise was here long before you, and the fans are." Like it was long. I'll read you one of the direct quotes. He said, "Big Ed must be going delusional with this quarantine thing." And then he kind of went on. So a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon because Ed was like just saying like, "Hey, I'm being my authentic self," and people are seeming to respond to it. I don't know, but that is the story. So the feuds continue. Rose. So Rose is on Instagram now, and she is denying that she was ever engaged to a woman and that she is not engaged. She hasn't talked about anything about Big Ed. She hasn't really posted anything. She goes in her stories a lot and like randomly talks about random stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, she's denying. She's saying that she was never engaged. These are all rumors and all lies. So she's trying to put an end to that whole story. But I'll say this, guys, pictures don't lie. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I guess they can. Like you could stage something, but why would you want to stage something that is so out there forever? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And knowing you're going to go on the show, wouldn't you take all that stuff down before you get on that show?
What's that?
Like, wouldn't you take that stuff down if you wanted to hide that before you got on the show? Like that Facebook page that was taken down like after the show started.
That's true. But I think that I don't know. I would think that if you were gonna go on a show like 90 Day, you would do your
Yeah.
research and know that it's a number one show. The fans are sleuths and they're gonna find everything out. So if you're gonna go ahead and do that, then you might want to take all the stuff that you don't want people to see down, but you know, you never know. Last real quick, I did want to mention Sean Robinson just because she's always the tell-all host.
Yeah.
So in a post, someone mentioned that they saw Joe McHale do the Tiger King host of that last episode on Netflix. Thought he was great and recommended that he be the new tell-all host. And she went off in a comment. She responded to a comment in writing saying basically that I'll have to see what my brother Edward Oliver at Dartmouth has to say about that. So she basically threatened the person that made the comment to go to that person's boss and say that, hey, this person is saying that I should lose my job as the tell-all host. And so it kind of went back and forth between a bunch of fans and her, but people were really like taken aback that she would actually threaten someone's job for having an opinion. What do you guys think of that?
I can't believe it. I didn't even think they would. I mean, I heard about the story online and stuff. I didn't really dig too deep into it, but I couldn't believe that the host would actually get into the comment. Like, these people are actually reading all the comments that the fans are posting. Like, you wouldn't think, there's so much information coming at them all the time that I'm kind of shocked. Like, even some of the on my 90 Day Fiance Now page, like I'm like, wow, the cast members are active. Like, they're actively on these, looking at these other bloggers' pages and stuff. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
She was really hurt the last time when, everybody was saying they wanted to get rid of her, because I remember she posted a meme basically talking about, people's opinions of you and things like that. And it was right around the time where everybody was saying that they didn't want her on as a host of, of the reunion show. So she's definitely well aware of everyone's opinions, and I don't think she's flying high above it at all. She's in the fray. She knows what's going on. So, people have opinions. I think sometimes people can be a little brutal, but you just you should be able to take it in stride, and threatening someone's job is definitely taking the low road. It's not following Michelle Obama's famous quote of, when they go low, we go high. She went low.
Yeah, but I also think too that, again, like you said, that's hurtful. Like, if you're doing something that you love, and people that also remember that she works for a major network, so the network is going to really dictate how things are going to go down, right? Like, and maybe, and I'm just putting it out there, but maybe there are things you can and cannot say on network TV, and maybe she can only follow a specific guideline, whatever the case may be. I think that there are a lot of sides to the story. I think that people have to remember, as a host, she's doing her job, and you guys absolutely, everyone has the right to think whatever they want to think, but at the end of the day, you're going to go by what you have to do for your job and what the rules and regulations are. But yeah, I like what Ashley said, because I mean, even with our show, we get trolled all the time, right? So what do? Are you going to get in the trenches, or are you going to rise above it? It's up to you.
Chuck Williams in the live chat said that's her only gig. She's going to fight for it. I get it. But I don't think that's the way to fight for it.
Yeah. It's just interesting how active they all are. All the celebrities too on the 90 Day Fiance in the world, like Chrissy Teigen, everyone. I'm like, wow, this is insane. It's amazing.
Oh my goodness. I love how you mentioned Christy, because, I'm going to get into this more in our 90-day news weekly, but Christy posted something that was so funny because, Lisa went in on her as well, just because Huisman called, or she called herself baby girl Chrissy, and she wasn't having it. Lisa is like, I am the only baby girl.
I'm the star of television, all television.
For real.
My gosh.
Hey guys, Brianna from the booth here. I just wanted to mention one quick thing, because if you ever watch Huisman's Instagram stories, she better get on him then, because anytime a fan says, can you call me this, he does. He calls them baby girl and whatever their name is, and he does it for them all the time. So it seems to me there's lots of baby girls out there.
Oh, she's coming for everyone. All of you.
Oh, sorry. Hilarious.
So what are your guys' predictions for next week?
I'll go. I think that seeing the little...
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I think that seeing the little clip for next week, and I haven't moved ahead, but I don't think that we're going to see David's Lana at all. I think he's going to have that whole bottle of champagne, the 2 glasses, to himself. And I think that Huisman is going to try to finagle his way into getting the blessing by saying like, if I go to America, the whole family is going to come up on it with the doctor.
Right.
Dr. Lisa.
Dr. Baby Girl Lisa. Baby Love Lisa. I have just a general prediction.
Yeah.
I shared this with Linda as well. I think that the next tell-all host is not going to be Sean Robinson, not going to be Mr. McHale. What's his first name?
Joel
McHale. I think the next tell-all host is going to be Chrissy Teigen.
Oh.
I think so. I see that coming from a mile away. And I think she'd be really good at it too. We'll see.
What did the fans have to say? Do you even have to say anything in the live chat?
Let's see. Yeah, live chat is popping. Let's see here. Can I do some shout outs right now?
Yeah. Shout out.
Okay, cool. So we got Missy Mess, we got Beautiful Boy, Gina B, Michelle Bayot, Estella, Akimi, Chuck Williams, Marge Richard, M. Allison. You guys are killing it in the live chat tonight. Angelica, James Grenier, Lisa Morris, our girl. Lisa actually had a question for us earlier, and she wanted to know if any of us have been on dating websites. Like, have we done any dating websites?
Oh, it's getting personal.
Yeah.
Getting personal.
Do y'all want to answer that or what?
You go first, Stacey.
I have. That's why I know about all the background things. You got to research numbers, make sure you're talking to the person that is that person, their same name, age, everything. Yeah, I have. I don't like
I
them,
think
but...
I signed up for one like a long time ago, like probably, I don't know, a long time ago, but I wasn't active on it. It just was, like a login kind of type of thing. Linda?
I have been on, there's one site that I have utilized, and it's like a job. I find it a little like, I think I'm not good at it. Maybe that's what it is. Like, I feel like if there was a dating app where I could answer all the same like 5,000 questions that come at you all the time, then I would like to put all those 5,000 questions on the profile so that you can read them all, so you don't have to ask me the same like 1,000 questions. And I think it's a little bit different for women as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of like on and off with it.
Okay. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining in the live chat. If you guys, before you log off, if you can go all the way up, there's 124 of you guys in the chat room right now. Scroll up, give us a thumbs up, continue leaving comments, because we do read them, we do respond, and we do appreciate your engagement in the show.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Where can they all find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Ms. Ashley Marie. That's MIZZ Ashley Marie.
Ms.
Guys, I am all across social media at Linda Is So Girly. Definitely hit me up with anything that you think you want me to cover for news and gossip. You guys really have like thrown it out there. And I want to shout out New Beginnings on Twitter. She's always sending me a bunch of great stuff to keep my eye on the prize. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and you guys can find me all over social media at Stacey_Olivas and at 90 Day Fiance. Now, yes, send us things. Linda is on it with the news too, so go follow. She has like all the, I get all my news from her. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We hope you stay safe and take care. We love you. Bye.
Good night, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.